My career, I started way back in 1967. I finally got my Master's Foreign Going Certificate in the year 1976. And then I was sailing as a captain in Shipping Corporation of India till about 81. In my last nearly 40 years experience in the marine field, if I tell you in brief, I had like during my sailing days, we had grounding of the ship, collision of the ship, even there was a big fire on board, that kind of experience, and also a sinking where my own ship, where I was a captain, it sank in Bay of Bengal, where the depth of the water was about 10,000 feet, and it happened because of we were enclosed, or you can say we were encircled with 3 cyclones from all the directions, and the ship took a nosedive and went down in just 20 seconds. Therefore, there was no time to lower the lifeboat or to have any kind of rescue. Everybody was trapped in the ship itself. In one of the incidents, I'll tell you, like that is again a peculiar experience. On the ship, we don't have a doctor. It's the captain or the second officer. They, like, we have studied about little bit of medicine. We can do even minor operation or. Now, one of the ship, when my daughter was very small, she was just about, I think 1 year, 3 months or 1 year, 4 months old. In fact, she learned walking on the ship itself, not on the ground. When she came on the ship, she didn't know how to walk. She was too young. And she started learning to walk on the ship. And the ship never goes smooth, you see. It is not sailing all the time straight. It will be rolling, pitching. When she was very small, one day the ship was rolling very badly in Atlantic. And she was holding on to the door frame. Suddenly with the roll, the door closed. When the door closed, her thumb got stuck between the frame and the door. And it was a steel frame, you see, and the door frame was also steel. You can imagine a small child. That whole thumb became flat, absolutely flat like paper. And initially we got a shock, that the thumb is gone. But luckily, I just took the thumb and rolled it with my hand, made it round again, just by rolling. And then it came back to its normal shape. Now, this is basically an area in Atlantic where, which is called this Bermuda Triangle, where the so-called ships disappear. I have had a personal experience there that when you are in that particular area, many a times the whole radio goes blank. The radio waves get jammed and you are just not able to send any message anywhere or receive any message. Even if you are listening to radio at that time, it will just go blank. And that is an area in Atlantic where you have a lot of, most of the time, rough sea, and this one will, the cyclones keep coming one after another, that kind of weather. I said, I am going to alter the course. At that time, the wave was something like maybe about 8 to 10 meters height, about 30-35 feet high waves were there. And heavy swell, the wave and swell used to come on the deck, hit the deck and then go on the other side. And the whole ship was rolling at that time about 15-20 degrees on either side. But I said that when we are trying to come out of this cyclone, we have to give one particular alteration of course where the ship may roll maybe about 40 to 50 degrees. So everybody has to be careful. Now I told each and everyone to lash up everything. Even a television, chair, table, everything was lashed and kept in such a way that when the ship takes a roll, nothing should fall. And finally the time came, we altered the course. In fact, when I was holding on to the bridge, literally she took one swing of about nearly 50 degrees, which is normally appears as if you are going to sink. 50-degree angle you can imagine, you know. You cannot stand. So I was also holding on to the railing and just hanging. And big noise all over, you know, so many things falling here in spite of lashing. And suddenly it came back after that. Once it came back, the whole ship was just thrown out of the cyclone and we were clear and the weather became quite nice. When I went to the bedroom to see what happened to my cabin, I had a huge bedroom, you know, and the bed was on one side of the bulkhead wall. I found that the whole mattress was lifted from there with my wife and both the children, and it was on the other side of the wall. And she was just holding and dazed and sitting on that mattress, you know. That means the whole thing flew. So that kind of experience, you know, peculiar things happen at sea.